Okay, so first step already done. Bought the clothes that we're gonna wear on the Thirst of the Dead. I have mine on a mannequin. It works just as well if you have them on a clothes rack or something, or hanging on a hanger. I like this because it fills it out more. Roughly the same size as me. He's a little more beefy than me, whatever. But step two, after you buy the clothes and get them hanging, is to get a knife that is serrated like this. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. So make sure it has some serrations in it. What you want to do is scrape. You want to weather it by scraping the fabric and not cutting. We never want to cut unless you're making a bullet hole, which will be next. So let's zoom in and show you what we're talking about. I'm going to start on an arm right here. So you just want to take it with the sharp part. You see that? Put your arm up here. Can't tell where I am. Okay, and just go pull it like that, sideways, and you can see all this good stuff coming off. So now we have, it's more of a natural weathering, and then once it's washed, it'll do that. Now around the edges here, you definitely want to get it around the edges. Like that. But never cut. Don't use scissors. They don't work as well. And then you don't always have to use the serrated edge. You can also use this part here. Like that. So also try to think of places that would be worn out more. Definitely underneath the armpits and stuff. Places that are going to rub as this zombie has been walking around. Up here, I don't know if you can see that. Up a little bit. Come on. Yeah. This is why I'm not the DP. So up here, I definitely want to be able to see the shirt that's underneath there, so I go all around here, I'm doing that. Not always the serrated edge, sometimes you can use the flat end if you have one, especially on this part here. Pull and scrape. And what you're looking for, you want to kind of scrape this kind of stuff off. That gives it more of a worn look. And on set, that's what the wardrobe people do. Like, if they're not dressing us, they're just scraping clothes. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Oh, that's a good one. See all this here? Good stuff. So anyway, maybe start down at the bottom and just scrape, scrape, scrape. So a lot of that, if it gets a little hole in it, that's okay. That's a natural wear. And then the little holes, when you wash them, will become bigger holes. So the first step is doing this all over the clothes. Let's see, this guy, his hands have been rubbing up against this for however many years he's been a zombie, so it's kind of worn out. He uses his hands a lot, so maybe this is going to be a lot more worn out than like the middle here where there's nothing going on. Oh, that's good. Look at that. Yeah. Make sure you get all sides of it, because the arms, they're going to wear out pretty evenly. Okay, important safety tip. You probably will end up cutting yourself. I don't know if you can see that. Cutting yourself, that just adds to the realism of the blood. Okay, the important part is don't rush it. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. I like the way that looks. That's pretty good. Next thing we got to do is figure out how you died. I'm thinking that this guy was stabbed, or maybe shot or whatever. We need to figure out where that is, where that happened. I'm gonna say I died from a wound like right around here. Oh, more blood. Right around here. And so what you want to do is just stab like that, and then rip. Okay. You never know. You never want to cut it because that's too clean of a thing. So a little stab about like that. That's good. And then do the same technique that we did before, right there. Make it rough around the edge. This. I hope you can see what I'm doing. and when that's washed, it'll fray out a lot more. Now what we want to do is, okay, yeah, that's how I died. So the shirt underneath, that's where the wound is going to be. So it's going to be a layered effect. You're going to have the wound underneath with all the blood and guts and stuff on it. And then this part here is just going to be blood soaked from the wound that killed you. Sometimes you may want to put, like if you get shot by a bunch of bullets, maybe smaller holes all around, like bullet hole, bullet hole, bullet hole, but only make them, you know, small bullet hole size things. It'll show up. It plays really well. Maybe you get stabbed in the kidney, if that's where your kidney is. I don't even know. So that's part one. Okay, so let's take a look around him. It doesn't look like much right now, but it will, I promise. Less is more on these. He uses his hands a lot, so that's a little bit more ripped up. There, maybe something was fighting him and he got bit up there. All over. But you see all the seams, you really want to hit the seams really, really well. All around. And don't forget the back. A lot of people forget doing the back. But you want to do the back because we're going to be seen from the back. And there's the pants also. Again, less is more. When you wash it, it'll stand out, and then the other treatments that we're going to do to it will also stand out. There we are. Down here around the feet, that's really all you need. Don't cut off your pant legs. A lot of people tend to do that. But you know, as you're walking, it's going to be snagged on things. I may be able to do that a little bit more. There we go. Make sure you don't cut through any place where underwear is going to show or anything like that. Alright, so that is the end of stage one. Good. Day two is where the magic happens. So this is a spray bottle full of just regular old household bleach. I got it on a fine mist. And really, after this step, most of the stuff we use on The Walking Dead it ends after this step. We don't add the blood and gore unless you're going to be a featured walker. So what you do is you just take this, spray it in places like this. Nice and light spray. That, maybe some down here. A bit. Then make sure you have a spray bottle that you can do like this and make it, instead of a fine spray, a squirt. So give it a couple squirts. Squirt like that. That'll add some really cool features in. Squirt, squirt down there, squirt. So you let that settle, wash it again, dry it, maybe wash it twice. That'll let the cutting that we did yesterday, all the fraying, that'll let that come out. There we go. That's how to make a zombie.